Yes. I can start. Okay. Right. Does it just keep? Hello, everyone. This is a virtual award ceremony, Kenya's first national level sales competition. It is 11 a.m. in Kenya, so very good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to Africa's virtual awards ceremony of ET Talenthunt, initiated by the employabilitytest.com. What is ET? ET Talenthunt is for anybody who seeks to identify passionate sales professionals from across Kenya or bordering countries who have tremendous impact on the growth of the country. So thank you, our guests and participants, for creating time to be part of this historical event. My name is Weri Momogo, a media personnel in Kenya. Our program runs for about 40 minutes. So let's do first thing first, and I think we'll get into the time to reboot webinar. I hope everybody is on. Yes, and in our time to webinar, we're going to invite our guests. We have various guests, and we have Mr. Moses Ochola. Moses Ochola is a leading sales and distribution at group level. He has been instrumental with two of the largest media houses in Kenya, continuously contributing immensely into strategy formulation, distribution channel, P&1, and creating world-class customer experience. A hearty clap to let him in. So let's welcome Mr. Moses Ochola.
Thank you, Wairimu. I don't know whether you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Ochola. Go on.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to also say hi to everybody who has joined us and who are currently listening. I have about 10 minutes to share my my presentations, and I will, if Wairimu you'll allow me, I will want to go straight to share my presentation.
All right.
If you allow me, I don't know, I'm not trying to share my presentation. It's not coming, but I'll, here it is. Thank you very much. So if you could go to the second slide. Thank you. Now, I want to talk about what we have gone through and what is currently happening with not only in Kenya, but also globally. And if you remember, viewers and those who are listening, 6 months ago, we were in totally a different environment where we could be able to travel and be able to, meet our clients and be able to shake hands and be able to hold meetings. Now things are totally different. We are not able to do that anymore because of the current pandemic situation that is currently ongoing. And therefore, this call upon us to reboot our ways of doing things as sales professionals. And we cannot therefore continue to do what we were doing before. So for us to satisfactorily and effectively serve our clients, we must reboot and we must do things differently. Please, if you could go to the next slide. Wairimu, if you could go to the, thank you very much. Now, what do we mean when we say that we must reboot and do things differently? Now, just a simple definition of reboot, just to
go on, Mr. Ochola. Mr. Ochola.
Can you hear me, Wairimu?
Yes, go on kindly.
Okay, thank you. You can go back to the to the previous slide. Yes, I was just trying to bring everybody on speed by explaining what rebooting means. And I'm saying that this is to start anew with a fresh idea in a way that is consistent with the principles of the original idea. We have our principles of selling, but things have changed for us. So we must, as much as we want to still continue with the old principles, but we must now start in a fresh way and in a new way. And we must not necessarily be constrained with what we were doing before, but look at the new way of doing things. And then since the onset of this pandemic, there has been a lot of questions, people wondering now, we had set our strategies, we had set our ways of doing things. How do we able to put this in place in this current volatile situation? And therefore, that is why we are actually rebooting. And if you could go to the next slide, please. Thank you. Now, what do we reboot? We reboot, first of all, we must reboot our attitudes. Yeah. And here, basically, I just want to summarize it as we must be able to reboot our mindset. Yeah. And what separates a person, an average salesperson from a very excelling one is the kind of mindset that each one of us. One has a mindset that is positive and is be able to encouraging him to sell more, he will be able to excel. A mindset that is not really looking forward for better growth and better sales will actually remain as it is. Next, please. Now, we are in a crisis now, and we must have a mindset of abundance. We may be tempted because of the kind of situation, the limited resources, to think that things are very difficult, and therefore we have scarce resource, we have limited resource. Now, as salespeople, during this time is the time to have the mindset of abundance. You know, when you have the mindset of abundance, you will be able to see the glass. Instead of seeing it as a half full, you'll be able to see it as you look at the glass as half full instead of looking at it as half empty. There is little resources that you are having, you need to look at them as more so that you aspire to do more with the little resources that you have. So one of the key things is to change our attitude and reboot our mindset. Thank you. Next.
Mr. Chala, kindly go on.
Yes, we must continue to relook at these strategies. In the past, we were asking customers and telling them that we are the best in the industry, and sometimes telling them now, this is the time you must buy because of ABCD. But what we need to do now is to really look at what has happened to the customer in the last 8 or so months. What has changed in the customer's environment? What has changed with the customers of the prospect that we are dealing with? If we have a prospect and these customers have really been disenfranchised by this kind of pandemic, what do we need to, how do we need to help such that kind of a customer? So we must change our strategies. We must tweak them to actually resonate with the current environment. In that way now, we will then be able to be helping our customers. And therefore, we must change our strategies. I want to give a very simple example at where I'm working. We were relying a lot on the street sales from the vendors who are selling newspapers. But then the street sales has totally dried up because people are not coming to town, people are not going to work, so therefore you can't get them on the street. So we had to now look at how do we reach these people online. Yeah, so we had to now refocus our strategies, moved from selling along the streets, but selling through online platforms. And we had to look for partners who actually are quite heavy on online, so that then we partner with them to be able to push our online newspapers. So we must relook at our strategies, reboot them, rethink them, and make them resonate with what our clients really need. So that is very key. Next, please. Thank you. Skill set. We have skills that enable us to do what we are doing best, but we are being challenged now with the current environment. The skills that you are using pre the environment of COVID and the skills that are required right now are totally different. So we must change, we must relearn, we must reskill to be able to work in this kind of environment. And again, I just want to give that example again. I must now learn how to sell, use the skills to sell online. I must now learn to see how to support, especially, for example, the restaurants people where people are coming to they are no longer coming into the restaurants. So my skills is now to work with the restaurant people and see how to support them to deliver their product to people at home. So my skills must be relooked at. I must relearn again so that I'll be able to adopt and learn skills that can be able to enable me to excel in this environment that has changed how you were working before. So rebooting on the skill set, again, is very key for the current sales professionals who want to excel in this kind of environment. Next, please. Thank you. Again, we have our channels. We have our traditional channels that we have been using to sell, and just a few of them is what I'm showing on the screen. We have our distributors, whom we are using as our key distribution channels. We have our wholesalers. We have our retailers. We have our restaurants. We have the emerging modern trade channels that, again, we have been using to push our product. Now, these channels have been disrupted. If you look at retailers, some of them are no longer having the capital or the resources to continue to operate the way they were operating before COVID. So we must look at how do we, the role that the retailers were doing, how do we able to look at that role again, and what else can we do about them? I've just given an example of a restaurant. Yeah, restaurants, people are no longer going there. If restaurant was one of our channels where we were using to be able to put our products across to our readers, then we have to relook at it. How are they operating now? Restaurants are more relying on home deliveries. They are using tech, they're actually using tech platforms to be able to leverage with home delivery. So how do we then support restaurants to be able to reach their customers better? Supermarkets have been a key area of where we were able to push our product to the people. Now, supermarkets have also been disrupted. You have seen people not coming so much into the supermarket for fear of being infected by this disease. So people are actually doing online shopping so that then these goods that they are shopping online could be delivered to them. So then how do we make sure that we put our product online on the platforms of these various supermarkets, so that then when people are shopping for the various items in the supermarket, they can also have an opportunity to be able to select our product? Then how do we support the supermarket to make sure that these products are delivered to the customers? So again, we must again reboot and relook at the whole of our distribution channel and make it relevant to the current environment that we are going through. So I just wanted to share with our viewers that the current environment that we have been exposed to currently requires serious rebooting. It requires seriously relooking at how we were looking at things and coming up with fresh ideas of how then we could be able to excel and be able to serve our customers effectively and satisfactorily under this environment. And therefore, Wairimu, that then is what I wanted to share. I hope I've been within the 10 minutes that you have been able to, you allocated me, and I've been able to pass the content that I wanted to share with our viewers. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses, for your great insight and wisdom. We really hope that all the participants have gotten something to learn from it. And in case any of you has questions, we'll have a question and answer section, and we'll only be taking around 2 questions. So be precise with your questions. And now I want to invite another guest or another speaker. He is Mr. Vinay Dawda. He is the Managing Director of Britannia Allied Industries Limited, Uganda, Manji Industries Limited, Kenya, and ranks among the successful businessmen in the region. He was conferred prestigious EY Entrepreneurship of the Year East Africa 2011. He also holds a leading position in several professionals and social organizations. Mr. Vinay Dawda, now please come up and enlighten us. If there is anyone online, give a hand of clap for him.
Thank you very much, Varimu. I'm just trying to share my presentation online on screen.
Right.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Great. Good morning to all the sales champions who have joined us on today's event. I really liked the topic, which is very relevant to the current times, time to reboot. Time has changed the way we work, live, and sell. And it's time to reboot our attitude, strategies, skill set, and how we sell our products and services in the market. I will share with you my experience on what we have done as a group to reboot ourselves as a team. And we will also look at some global references and be very particular and talk about it in our local East African context. I'm sure that by now all of you have realized that the pandemic is real, and it is tempting to think that our lives are only on a temporary hold and suddenly the virus will fade and things will go back to the way they were before. But believe me, it's simply not the truth. The best that could happen is that we will return to a normal time and you will be a better equipped version of yourself with all the experiences you would have gathered in this time. But please do not hold on to the notion that things are not changing. They are, and you can change too. We all need to reboot ourselves and start coexisting with the situation. So let me start by saying that yes, the first thing is reboot. I put in some quotes for us because I believe that the first thing is that we have to keep calm and composed and have a mindset, a positive mindset. And if you see the famous quotes, the first one by William James, the greatest discovery of our generation is that human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. As you think, so shall you be. The other famous quote by the Indian father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, man always becomes what he believes himself to be. If I shall have the belief that I can do, I shall surely acquire the capacity to do it, even if I may not have it at the beginning. So it's very important that we look after our emotional and mental state, because we hear a lot of negativity about the virus. I'm currently based in Uganda, and there is a lot of cases coming up. So really deaths, infections, and lots of disruption happening. And it really gives us a lot of negative energy around us. So the first thing is that we need to compose ourselves, and every day we need to recalibrate our emotional condition each day. So what I do personally is that every day morning, spend a few minutes on a silent meditation, have some breathing exercises, and just focus my mind and emotional state for the day, because every day is a new day in the current situation. Every day there'll be new challenges coming in, and we have to face it. And obviously, the other important part is our physical state. So a physical activity every day morning before you go to work or in the evening, depending on the time, is necessary to, again, be composed and looking after our physical health. Now we go to the strategies and skill set. Believe me, individuality and authenticity are becoming more important than our ability to follow the rules. I mean, the point highlighted is the way COVID-19 has proven that the rules can change overnight. We have curfews, we have so much restrictions which keep on coming, and we just have to make sure that we keep up with the ability to face the challenges. The days of linear thinking and the same list of possible careers is being replaced by a multidimensional new world. The traditional mindset and skill set must change. Working from home for a lot of us have become a norm. You've seen that digital platforms like Zoom, Teams, Google Meets, and many more have now become a necessity. And everything will be different, and we're seeing the change. And I urge you to prepare for the new normal. If you see the screen, this is just to share what's happening globally. A firm like BMW, founded in 1916 with 130,000 employees, have a 56 billion market cap. And Uber, which does not own any vehicles, like we all know, just started in 2009, 100 years plus later with just 16,000 employees, has almost 1.5 times the market cap. Same thing if you look in the hotel group, Marriott, started in 1927 with a 40 billion market cap, and Airbnb, which again does not own any hotels, are at a 38 billion cap and just started 12 years ago. And same with Walt Disney, Facebook, Walmart, and Alibaba. So basically, we can see that disruption is what's happening in the world. In the recent economic forum at the Davos 2020 in January, it came out very clearly that the fourth industrial revolution is a moment in time when increased automation, artificial intelligence, and continued technological disruption will fundamentally change the way we live, work, and relate to another. And the fourth industrial revolution is rewriting the business rule book. And imagine just in March and April, it proved to be so right with what came in. We even saw companies like Zoom and Netflix adding a huge support to their market cap. So to stay competitive in this new business and economic environment, we require new strategies and policies. We need to relook at your vision, goal, and strategies and rework based on the reality of today and the change it has brought and the impact it will cause you in the future. And as Alvin Toffler said, that the illiterate of the 21st centuries are not those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And all things are created twice, first mentally, then physically. The key to creativity is to begin with the end in mind, with the vision and a blueprint of the desired result. A famous quote by Stephen R. Covey, a famous author on various business books. So it's all about now focusing on how we need to change and let go our old theories and relook and relearn on how we can move on. Coming to the distribution and selling propositions in terms of rebooting, just a quick share of the screen. We've seen that in this year, 2020, companies which were online, Amazon, Lululemon, Netflix, Tesla, they've all added their market cap and gone very, very high in terms of adding their market capitalization. And on the other side, you see that the brick and mortar stores like JCPenney, these are obviously international brands. We're talking about Neiman Marcus, AMC, and Hertz have actually lost quite a bit on their market cap. So disruption has been real, and when we come to our market in East Africa, we're seeing that the consumer behavior is changing rapidly, and the future belongs to the companies which are going to meet consumers where they are now and where they are going to be, and not where they were in the past. So globally, all consumers have moved dramatically to online channels for purchase of the daily essentials and even ordering food online. And most of the payments and even a lot of financial transactions are happening online. So in the East African context also, we've seen that companies like Jumia and many other retail platforms have come up and are really doing well. We've even seen supermarkets tying up with delivery companies like SafeBoda. And in fact, we've even seen some market vendors coming up with WhatsApp group and asking you to send orders on WhatsApp for your vegetables, and they have tied up with delivery people to come and deliver to your doorstep. And this is a real disruption which has happened. There are companies like Soko Watch in East Africa who are working on the last mile delivery. Actually, here in Uganda, my son and daughter started a wholesale platform last year called Chikubo Online, which was also a last mile delivery platform. And believe me, in this last few months, their revenues have actually gone fivefolds because of all the curfews and the social distancing issues which came up. So we're really seeing that happening. We've also noticed that due to the curfew timings, which were short in Kenya and even in Uganda, we noticed that a lot of consumers preferred to start shopping in their neighborhood shops. And that visit of going to the big stores and trying to go with the family for a shopping experience really has reduced. And what does that mean for us? And what did we do to survive in this particular time? And this means that we had to increase our coverage of the retail stores and reduce our focus on the traditional way of channel of distribution, just like our previous speaker, Mr. Ochola, shared, that we had to try to be where the consumer is and focus on getting nearer to them rather than depending on our wholesale channels, which has been our traditional way of work. So the best thing to do is that we need to change and focus on coverage of the traditional trade market to become closer to the consumer, either from us as a company or using your distributors and asking them to engage further on making sure that the product is more available to the customer. The other important thing, which is very key, is the aspect of data. And if you see the screen I've shared, that if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. And we have to measure what matters most. It is a must to have full data visibility of your customer, consumer, and what they are buying and when. Last year as a company, across our companies in the region, we actually invested in handhelds, we invested a lot in data tools, and we were able to analyze the sales by each retail environment and the customers. And during this pandemic, we exactly knew which customer and which area needed more support so that we are able to work mutually to increase our businesses, both for the customer and for us as a company. And a lot of analytical tools are available online. You can all start with basic Excel tools, pivots to analyze some data and trying to get to know what's happening in the market. The other thing we did was also to work with all the online platforms and all the social media. So our budget on social media spending increased a lot during this year. And we were also working with all the online sellers, even the supermarkets who have their own online platforms to promote the products online and with them increase the visibility and sales. So basically focus on a lot of online campaigns. I'm sharing what we have done, not just theory. And believe me, as we stand in September, we're just almost close to what we did last year to date. So I believe it has worked for us, and I'm sure it should work for you as well. And finally, I'd like to say, whether you're an employer or an owner of the business, please never give up. You just can't beat the person who never gives up. You must take personal responsibility. You cannot change the circumstances, the seasons, or the wind, but you can change yourself. That is something you have charge of. Yeah, add diversity of experience, acquire new skills, learn to be relevant for the future, use technology to improve efficiency and expand your view. Lead your team wisely, because leadership in this time is all about leading with influence and not authority. Solicit participation and not hierarchy. It should be a purpose-led and not power-driven in these times. Thank you to Mr. Mahmoud and Shad and the team at ET Talenthunt for organizing this event, and good luck and congratulations to all the upcoming winners. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insight. I trust that all of us have learned something that we can use to combat in the new normal. Now, I have two questions to each one of you. That is Mr. Vinay and Mr. Moses, as we continue to the other session. And I'd wish to start with you, sir, Mr. Vinay. And I'd love to ask on behalf of our participants, what skills may be needed, what are the three skills that would be needed for a sales personnel, very briefly, especially in this time of COVID?
In my case, what we have done is that we've made sure that a lot of, like I mentioned in my presentation, a lot of online tools to get data and to analyze data. So that's a very important skill which needs to be added by all the salespeople to get how to get all the data in and to have an analytical view of how to analyze the data you have. And again, add a lot of, as a marketing or a salesperson, look at various ways on how we can work with online, with a lot of social media, marketing campaigns. There are lots of courses available now online, and a lot of companies, even Google is offering a lot of courses on how to work and how to maximize your marketing campaigns using various social media. So in the current times, I think those are the most relevant skills which needs to be added.
All right, allow me to ask you one more question, especially this is for the entrepreneurs who may have gone like slightly flat in their businesses. How do they, what are the opportunities for them? How do they rise up again?
Wow. Again, if you see, a lot of startups have come in this last few months. When I look at the internet and a lot of messages which come through, a lot of online platforms have started. You don't need to invest heavily on that. There are ready sites available, ready ready templates which are available, and you need to basically go online and see how you can sell your products through online or tie up with various marketplace websites if you don't want to do it yourself, and try marketing your products as an entrepreneur or your services through online. Because at the moment, having physical presence is a difficult thing to do. Having a shop, rentals, people visiting your shop or stalls are very, very low. So the best thing is get the right platform and put yourself up there.
Wow,
and the costs are not that expensive.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you so much for that insight. I want to go briefly to Mr. Ochola, who is in the print media. And I want to know, on behalf of the participants, what are the skills that we need to reboot for the current sales personnel in print media?
Thank you, Wairimu. I alluded to this during my earlier presentation. Print media actually got the highest hit in terms of the effect of the current pandemic. And as I mentioned, majorly we were relying on selling along the streets. And with the curfews and closure of business and people working in shift, it became very difficult to now realize our revenue based on these channels. Therefore, what we did, just as my colleague speaker has mentioned, is to go to the readers through online platforms. So we reviewed and looked at who are partners who are heavy having heavy presence on the online platform. The restaurants, the supermarkets, these are enterprises that rely a lot on shopping online. So therefore, we had to put our product online. We had to come up with an e-paper that then you can be able to purchase online. We had to also partner with such powerful companies like Safaricom and actually have our e-paper on their platform. So the print industry has been able to shift most of the readers from the physical copy to the soft copy. And this has enabled us to recoup that revenue that we were losing as a result of people not being on the streets.
All right. So for the learners in school, or for those who are still in school, what could we say now is the future of the print industry?
The print industry now is moving towards a lot of reader revenue, what we are calling reader revenue. So we have specific content that are quite unique, that are powerful, and we put them behind a paywall. So that is where the print media industry is now heading towards. So less with the physical copy and more with online reader revenue. So have good content, put it behind paywall, and let people pay for it, and then they are able to access it. So really, that is the area that the print industry is moving towards.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Moses and Vinay Dawda, for all your insights. And once again, I want to take everyone who has come after we have started our webinar, which is Reboot 2 and let me get that time to reboot. And we want to go into the straight into the awarding ceremony. But before that, ET Talent Hunt was initiated to keep in mind to bring sales professionals at national level platform. It is for spotting and recognizing sales talent across the country. They can come and participate, evaluate, and know how to and know their ranking at national level along with their peers. So thank you all for all who participated, but that would not have been a success without the national level jury who took their time to go through your presentations, and now we'll be revealing that. But I want you to know that the ET Talent Hunt is for everyone, but for you to be in, you have to register, which is free. You have to do an online test, which comprises of sales aptitude, sales techniques, PGP, route plan, productivity, and customer care handling. You have to go through a function online interview, round 1, and after that, you have to go through another functional online interview, round 2. This process makes robust for another round of online interview being assessed by another set of national juries. So those are the steps that one has to go through to be a participant. And for the participants, you would log in into the 3 categories of ET Talent Hunt. We have the emerging star, sales champ. Those are the ones aspiring to go into sales career, and those who have experience of up to 2 years. We also have another category of rising star sales champ. Those are people who have more than 2 years of experience up to 6 years of experience. And we have the shining star champs, those who have more than 6 years of experience. So to ensure that excellence in the process of evaluation, I said that we have we had a national jury, and on your screen, participants, I hope that you can see all those. They were your judges. And now we almost at the peak of the event. But before that, I would love us to have an experience of a few jury members. Yes, we have Hawa Awali. She's the Sales and Distribution Director, Ecolite Company Limited. We also have Anand Bapte, General Manager, Dodia. All right. Yeah, that's the slide I'm here. Those are just to mention a few judges who were there in the national jury. And up to that time, I want us to go a bit faster because of time. And I want to get to invite our guest speaker, who is Mr. Mahmoud Saffideen. He has been working as a CEO of a startup Quatrix, a truck and trolley aggregator company, where he is blending technology to solve transportation problem. Prior to joining it, he was leading Darling Hair Arts as CEO. He launched and made Darling #1. Darling Hair Arts made Darling #1 brand in all major countries in Africa. He is board of director in numerous companies. Mr. Mahmoud, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. My expectations on this actually it's an unbelievable platform. I mean, Vinay and Moses have been outstanding into bringing the reality forward with what's happening today. Thank you so much for introducing me. And you know, we kind of have to look at this platform in terms of the timing of it. You know, I mean, as our guest speakers have actually said, is that there's an abnormality living in, and this platform kind of plays in very well into the actual condition that we're living in right now. So I think it's an excellent platform to get the best talent, and I'm sure a lot of companies would really encourage this, use this platform to hire the best of the best. I'm going to use this opportunity also to announce the winners of those who have enrolled. Actually, when we say winners, I think everybody is a winner. There will be some that have been filtered out to be the better ones, but overall, everybody is a winner in this. And I highly encourage the emerging stars to continue to pursue this this as a profession. I think sales in the new normal has a lot of potential, and we should never give up, and we should just pursue. And as Moses was actually saying, and I think Vinay also was actually saying, nothing to change that we need to work on. But everybody's a winner. So can I take this opportunity now to start announcing some winners in the interest of time?
Yes, you can, and we'll only recognize top 3 winners in each category because of time. Exactly.
So that has been ready. So what I'll do is I'll go with the babies, and then we'll go to the older guys. All right. So we'll start with the first category will be the emerging star sales champs. And as I said, I mean, this is a very rigorous and an intensive campaign of recruitment and vetting and shortlisting. So these are the top 3. So we start with the third, and then we go to the first. From the emerging star sales champ category, number 3 will be Michael Olwoch. Michael Olwoch, congratulations. Or you've gone to the rising star. All right, we'll start with rising star. So with rising star, we've got number 3, which is Sandra. I think you got the wrong ones here. Okay, fine. So you've got that. Let's exactly. Now we're on the same page. All right. So we've got Waithera Gitao in among the top 3 here. So congratulations to you, Waithera. Just shows you score is 78%, excellent. And then next to that will be Jojo Cheng. Jojo Cheng Del Monte, congratulations, 71.5% from the Rising Stars. And Michael Olwoch, congratulations, from ABC Bank Group, a score of 70.5%. Congratulations to all of you. Okay, next category. So we are in line. You can just push on to the next one. So that will be on the top 5 winners of Rising Star Sales Champ, Julia Otieno. Julia Otieno from Buckle Investment Limited. She scored 76.5%. Congratulations, Julia. Next. And then we've got from the Rising Star Sales Champs, Hannes Otieno from Game Changer Marketing, who scored 74%. Congratulations, Hannes. And we've got Sandra Omenda from Britam Insurance, who scored 68.8%. Congratulations, Sandra. From the Shining Star Sales Champ categories, there were 14. And we start off with Catherine Derito, Techno Mobile, who scored 78.5%. Congratulations, Catherine. Then we've got Oscar Migui Mugo from Rama BDK Japan, who scored 75.8%. Congratulations, Oscar. And then we've got Elisha Oito from SBC Kenya Limited, who scored 72.9%. Congratulations, Elisha. Okay, and this is again, this is the start of a long journey. We have a season 2 coming up in January 2021. We highly encourage for the word to go around, for people to enroll, for people to go through this process. I strongly believe that this is a platform that can bring out the best talent, and the employability will be highly increased because it will be used by several companies to get the best sales talent out there. So congratulations to everyone, and thank you so much for the opportunity to be part of this wonderful occasion. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much, sir, and congratulations to all winners. May this win assist you in all your endeavors as you venture into the next levels of your career. Those who have not made up in this season 1 can put their efforts for forthcoming ET Talent Hunt. As mentioned, it shall be season 2 starting in January 2021. Let me invite Oliver Tambo, a key member in the organizing committee of ET Talent Hunt, for the vote of thanks. Oliver Tambo, can you hear me? Oliver Tambo? Well, as Oliver Tambo prepares to come, let me just remind our participants of what ET Talent Hunt is all about. And ET Talent Hunt, once again, was initiated to keep in mind to bring sales professionals at national level platform. It is for spotting out and recognizing sales talent across the country. They can come, participate, evaluate, and know their ranking at national level along with their peers. So I don't know if Oliver Tambo is ready. Well, if Oliver Tambo is not ready, what I'll do is thank all of you for holding up, and remember to spread word of our next ET Talent Hunt, which again, just to remind you, starts on June 2021. If Oliver Tambo is not in, any other member of the employability test who is in, kindly. All right. So thank you so much, all of you, for holding up and coming into our Time to Reboot webinar. I've been your host, Tori Mumugo. I wish all of you a very great day ahead.